Alright, folks, hello and welcome. Hello, how's everyone doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. This is, of course, Darkside Phil here on today's gameplay stream, which may actually end up being the conclusion of all of my Witcher 3 gameplay, depending on how things go here. I'm certainly not going to super-duper rush through the rest of the Witcher 3 Blood and Wine DLC, but at the same time, from everything that I've been told, it's not exactly the most superbly interesting thing when it comes to the side content that is left in the game. Apparently, I did the major side content of the DLC that's actually the most interesting, such as the quest line where you do the tournament, and then you save the girl who's been cursed into being a bird, and also the DLC where you find the chopped off nuts of the fertility statue, or is it virility? I don't know if I think it's virility, not fertility. Virility means that you are strong and have good sexual performance, while fertility means that you can get pregnant. So I guess it's virility. So I did all those missions already. And, you know, people have been contacting me and saying, Phil, are you going to do the side mission where you get the best sword in the game? And I'm like, why? I'm at the end of the DLC. I have no plans of doing any further gameplay after I finish the, this DLC, the story of this DLC, because I've already completed the campaign of the main game, and I really have no reason to go back or do anything additional. I know there's people who absolutely love this game, and after they beat it, they're probably going to replay everything, right? Replay the DLCs and replay everything, but I'm certainly not going to be doing that. In addition, last stream, I got pretty much every major quest line for all the Witcher gear, and again, I'm like, I don't need the Witcher gear. It's not like what I'm doing in the game right now is so overwhelmingly difficult that I need better gear or a better sword or whatever. So being that that seems to be what the majority of the side content is in the game, I don't think I'm going to be focusing on it. I think that more, I just like to write out the rest of the story. And right now we're in a very interesting part of the story where I'm in a fairy tale book and I'm fighting fairy tale creatures. We got a bunch of stuff to do in this, and I'm very excited to see where it goes, honestly. A lot of people said this is basically the best part of the DLC coming up today, but it is the finale as well. From what I'm to understand, I guess once you finish the fairy tale part, there's like maybe like a final showdown or whatever, and that's actually the conclusion of the DLC. So I guess we'll see. All right, we'll see firsthand today what to expect. Now, just like I said, I'm not going to rush through it. If I don't finish it today, that's perfectly okay. I could easily, maybe later this week or whatever, do one more maybe an offline session or whatever, and finish it up. So I'm in no way, shape, or form going to be, oh god, I have to hurry and finish today and rush through it. I'm not in that situation right now, okay? Now, later tonight, I'm going to be playing more Persona 3, which, you know, I've been doing an ongoing playthrough of since freaking March, and here we are in late June, and I'm still not even done with this game yet, but that's because I've been playing it, you know, on and off, and, you know, it is the downtime game that I'm continuing on. My hope here, quite honestly, is that I could finish Persona 3 by the end of July, because I think people are getting a little antsy and would like to see another Patron's Choice playthrough. You know, March was when I started this playthrough, and it was actually, I believe, the goal for January or February of this year to even start up with this game. At this point, I think people would like to see me maybe do another downtime game, if possible, around, you know, late August, early September, and do that through all the major releases, similar to how I did last year. But I need to finish up the current ongoing Patron's Choice game before I can do that. So I'm hoping that, you know, on and off, this could still continue to be my downtime game throughout the months of, you know, the rest of June and July, and finish it up so that we can do a new one, or start up a new one, okay? So we'll see. I'll see how far I get. Tonight I'm playing more, and later in the week there's a potential that I'll be playing more. FYI, I'm not going to go too far into this week's schedule, because I just did the weekend preview last night, and what I should really start doing, instead of giving you guys a full-on weekend preview on every pre-stream, I think what I should start doing is pointing you towards the direction of where you can get the information. So, two places you can get my weekly schedule information. One is the weekend preview that I release every Sunday night on the King of Hate Vlogs, my vlogging channel, and I released that last night. So if you want a full rundown of what to expect this entire week, including vlogging and reviews and all that, that's where you should go right now, because I released it last night, and that's why I do it once a week. Okay? In addition, also every night on Twitter, at They Call Me DSP, I post up an amended schedule so you know what's going on, because every day something could fluctuate, something could change, and if something changes, that's where I notify everyone of the updated schedule. So it behooves you to follow me on Twitter, at They Call Me DSP, because that's where you'll get all those updates. So follow me on Twitter, Weekend Preview, that's how you're going to get the schedule updates, alright? What I will say is that tomorrow we've got 2 new games that I hope you will join me for. One of which apparently is being rife with controversy. After years of delays, after being promised this game would be out in like 2014, after massive amounts of crowdfunding money raised, Mighty Number 9 is finally officially releasing tomorrow. Apparently some people got it already. I don't understand why, because it's a crowdfunded game. You would think it would all come out on the same day. But apparently some people have already played it and said that it sucks monkey shit. And after the insane amount of development this game supposedly has had, the insane amount of delays, and the crazy amount of money that was sunk into it by crowdfunding backers, you would think that wouldn't be the case. So I guess we're going to find out tomorrow when I start playing it firsthand. That will be quite the interesting stream, right? And then I'm also going to be playing Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles, which seems to be the combination of an action-based shooter with zombie mechanics from Resident Evil. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. It's going to be quite the interesting day of 2 new games. I will be playing those over the course of this week. So, I hope you'll join me for the new releases tomorrow. It's always exciting on a new release day, whether a game sucks or is great. To see what happens is pretty interesting to me. So, there you go. There you have it. What is going on with me recently? Well, as you know, I've been very busy between gameplay and between videos for KO Gaming. Yesterday, I released my Best of E3 countdown on KO Gaming. And then a few days prior, I released my Worst of E3 countdown on KO Gaming. It's interesting to see this channel because it's really weird. It seems like the first day that I release a video on KO Gaming, it gets roughly around 5,000 views, no matter what the video is. If it's a review, if it's a countdown, if it's an impressions video, they're all getting like 5,000 views, and then it gradually gets more views over the next few days. For example, my Worst of countdown got 5,000 views in about a day, and then all of a sudden, over the weekend, it's now up to, I think, 17 or 18,000 views, something like that. So right now, I'm very pleased because my Best of countdown has about 5,000 views, but it looks like more and more people are slowly watching it, and it's awesome, because I put a lot of time and effort into the videos on that channel, and people are watching them, so I appreciate that. So that's pretty much what I've been up to. You know, I actually got a few people who contacted me because they're like, Phil, you don't seem to be doing your Phil Reacts videos anymore. Like, we were watching movies for a while there, and then after you saw the movie, you would do a Phil Reacts video and, you know, and give us your opinion, or you were watching wrestling pay-per-views, and you would do a Phil Reacts video on the pay-per-view. And what happened? Because, you know, this past weekend, I actually went and I saw The Conjuring 2 with Leanna on Saturday, and yesterday I watched the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And some people are wondering, why aren't I doing these reaction videos anymore? Well, here's the bottom line. The reaction videos, I feel, are good if it's something that's a hot topic and it's something that is brand freaking new, okay? So, if I go and I see, you know, Suicide Squad, for example, which is coming out the first week of August, and I see it that release weekend, and I do a reactions video to it right then, I think that's interesting. I think people would like that. But if I'm seeing a movie a week later after release, you know, I don't think that it's that important. And quite honestly, if I really feel that if I did a reactions video to The Conjuring 2, that not many people would be that interested, because the movie's been out for a week. You probably, if you were interested in the movie, you already heard other people's opinions and takes on the movie, so it's kind of too little too late in that regard. Alright? Now, in regards to WWE, I'll be honest with everyone here. Alright? I'm not into it like I used to be. When I was doing Smark Guys for so many years, right? I mean, how many years was that wrestling commentary show running? I was watching Raw, I was watching SmackDown, I was watching TNA, and I was trying to be in the know on everything that was going on with pro wrestling constantly. Okay. Now I'm not. Now I pretty much watch Monday Night Raw, and I watch sometimes NXT. In fact, most of the time I do watch NXT, which I think is the best show probably on wrestling TV right now. And then I watch the pay-per-views. So I stay in the know, but it's not like I'm constantly talking about pro wrestling or I'm so inundated and into the world of pro wrestling anymore. Okay? I'll be honest, I don't think there's even half as many people today that care about my opinion on pro wrestling as did back when I was doing the running Smart Guy show. So when you're out of the loop for pro wrestling in that regard for over 2 years, am I going to drop everything in order to just do a pro wrestling commentary? Probably not. And in fact, if you actually watch the few reactions videos that I did to pro wrestling this year, they're actually my least interesting, or at least interested. What I mean by that is if you look at the engagement, the amount of people who watched it and also commented and all that, it's the lowest. People are far more interested in my takes on pop culture and gaming than they are on pro wrestling at this point. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm not going to be watching WWE. I am. In fact, there's upcoming stuff with WWE that seems pretty interesting. There's a brand split coming up that I may actually do a reactions on. It's coming up in the next month or so. And when it happens, I may do a reactions video. Phil reacts to the brand split. What does he think? You know? That might be something that's a little bit more interesting than me just reacting to a pay-per-view with its results. Especially a pay-per-view like Money in the Bank that WWE was trying to push like a major pay-per-view, and it really wasn't. So we'll see in the future, but I'm not writing off wrestling at all. It's just that I think if I'm going to do stuff for wrestling, it's going to be few and far between compared to the amount of stuff that I do for pop culture, or I do for gaming and that kind of stuff. Okay? So there you have it. There's my answer to why I didn't do a reactions video for Conjuring 2 or Money in the Bank. There's your explanation. I don't have much else to say on pre-stream today. I would like to just jump right into gameplay for The Witcher. So I think what I'm going to do is just do my gratuitous plugs, and then we'll get started, alright? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say thank you very much for being here for the possible conclusion of my Witcher 3 gameplay. It's been a long road, right? This started back in May of 2015, and here we are in late June of 2016. It looks like this may be the last session that I ever do of Witcher 3. We'll see, though. Like I said, I'm not going to rush through it. And I'd like to say thank you to all of you who have been watching my streams, watching my videos, spreading the word about them. I've seen a lot of surge in attention and popularity these past few months, including the vlogging, including, in particular, KO Gaming, obviously. And, you know, the viewership on my videos of gameplay as well has been pretty decent for new releases and stuff, so I certainly cannot complain. I'm doing pretty decently here. So thank you for that. If you like the fact that I do this on demand every single day, right? All these on-demand videos, all this coverage of gameplay and everything, and if you like the live streaming and you want to see it continue, there are many ways that you can help support the effort to allow me to do so. I don't have anyone who backs me. I'm not a multimillionaire. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to make ends meet and be able to pay my bills. So the first way you can help is obviously to continue to watch and spread the word. Number 2, you can follow me on social media at They Call Me DSP, where daily I give you live schedule updates. I also give commentary on things like, you know, pop culture and other things going on. I share pictures on Instagram and I link them there. So pretty cool, and it keeps you in the know. Number 3, I have an Amazon associate link in the description of all of my live streams and videos. If you live in the United States and you shop on Amazon already, this is a no-brainer. Just click on that link and then go shopping as usual, and I get some referral credit. In fact, I'd like to personally thank whoever ordered in the past day, because I actually got 14 new items ordered in one day. That's a huge amount. Usually if I get like an item ordered, it's like 1 or 2 items using the referral code. 14 items in one day is quite a lot. So whoever did that, if it's one person, if it's a few people who bought a little bit, thank you. It does add up. It does help. It's not a ton, but it does actually help me. And if you already shop on Amazon and you live in the United States, no skin off your back, right? It's a click and then you go about your own business. So thank you for those who are using that. In addition, Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil is the way that if you want to pledge. A lot of people say, can I donate or can I do this? Well, no, but it's basically kind of crowdfunding. It's pledging to my Patreon. You know, a certain amount every month earns you certain personal level perks, which are pretty cool. In fact, last night I filmed a private Q&A video for someone who got one last month and was so happy with how it turned out they actually wanted another one. So they actually pledged again to get another private Q&A video made. So consider doing it. But, ladies and gents, outside of that, there's a new announcement. I announced this last night on Twitter. I also talked about it in the week in preview, but I will also announce it here as well. The new goal for the month of June is live. The goal is live, ladies and gentlemen. What is the goal level for Patreon for the month of June? It's the Gotta Go Fast Summer Marathon. So allow me to explain, if you didn't already previously hear, if I hit the funding level for this month on Patreon, which, by the way, I'm only $90 short, so it's not a lot short that I am right now. If people actually just, pledge in the next, 10 days left in the month, we'll definitely hit it. But anyway, yeah, if we hit this goal, patrons are going to be voting. What are they going to be voting on? The choice of 3 different marathons. Choice number 1, I'll be playing Sonic 1 through 3, all on the Xbox 360, because I actually have 1 and 2 already, and 3 is readily available for $5. I'll be playing those in a marathon setting. So, Sonic 1 till I beat it, then Sonic 2, and if there's time, Sonic 3, and however far I can get on Sonic 3. So, that would be a fun marathon, I think. Totally retro throwback. Those are all games that I played when I was much younger, obviously, on the Sega Genesis. Option number 2, I play Sonic Adventure on stream. Now, this had a re-release on the Xbox 360 years ago. And a lot of people are like, play Sonic Adventure 2. But I want to start with 1 simply because that's the one I played. I never played Sonic Adventure 2 more than a few hours. So I'd want to play 1, and I'd want to, kind of go through it and re-experience it, because I really liked that game, even though it had some issues and necessarily didn't age well. It really was the game that brought Sonic into the modern era, okay? And then there's option number 3. Oh boy. And for those of you who already know about this event, you already know this, and you're probably like, oh yeah, baby. Some people are trying to Let me just explain. Option number 3 is that I play Sonic 06 on a marathon. Now, for those who don't know, Sonic 2006 is the worst Sonic game ever created. A lot of people a couple years ago were like, oh, Sonic Boom was terrible, and it's the worst Sonic game ever. Oh, no. You see, here's the thing. Sonic Boom was a bad game. Sonic Boom was a boring game, and it really was uninspired, and it copied a lot from other similar style games. But Sonic Boom was a functional game. The game worked, okay? Sonic 06, not so much. Sonic 06 was a game that tried a lot of stuff much differently from the standard Sonic universe, and a lot of the times it just didn't work, and they didn't bother, making it work at all. I owned this game. Let me give you some perspective. I bought a PS3 in 2007. So this was a year after Sonic 06 had come out. I had heard about a new Sonic game. I didn't hear anything about it. I just heard it was out. I bought the game. I played it for about an hour and a half, and I got to this one portion where you're running on this water. There's a ramp in the water, and you need to run on this narrow thing in the water to progress, okay? If you run off the ramp, you die, because Sonic apparently can't swim at all. He just drowns. So you need to have, perfect, running skills. The game is so fucking buggy that half the time Sonic doesn't even get to the ramp. He falls through it. He's supposed to be running up the ramp, but then the game goes to this auto camera where he does a loop-de-loop. And half the time, you can't control him during the auto camera. He runs off the ramp and dies. So it's not even in your control. The game just decides to suicide itself. And I played this portion of the game for about 25 minutes. I couldn't get past it. I said, fuck this stupid piece of shit. And I got rid of it. And I never played it again. Now, I've actually heard that the game is far worse than that. That further on you get into the game, it gets worse and worse and worse. So, I can't imagine, seriously, that, imagine doing this on a marathon. I have to play this for 7 hours. And I just have to keep trying and keep playing it. That's what I'm facing, but I made it an option. I consciously made it an option to see what people would vote for. I don't know what people will vote for, alright? But the bottom line is, if we're going to do that, I need to hit the goal, okay? I need to hit the goal level for this month. And there's, like I said, it's about 10 days left. in the month, right? 30 days. Yeah, there's 30 days in June. So 10 days left to pledge at patreon.com/darksidephil. As I said, right now, I'm actually behind about $90. There's good news and bad news. The good news is typically a lot of people near the end of the month pledge last minute. The bad news is typically near the end of the month, a lot of people remove their pledges, okay? Because, you know, they had high pledges from last month and they realized last minute, oh man, I don't want to do that high pledge again. And then they reduce it. So you're going to see it's going to go up and down and up and down and up and down. It's going to fluctuate like crazy the last few days of the month. And every month it's a nail biter. And some months we're really close to the goal and some months we easily make it. So far, every single month since I've done Patreon, I've hit the goal. So I hope we hit it, but I'm throwing it out there for the first time today. I'll obviously be talking a lot more about this with the new releases this week when people will be here in droves rather than just here for Witcher 3. But please consider pledging if you have not. Patreon.com/darksidephil. And then last but certainly not least, my girlfriend Leanna owns her own business. She sells handmade glycerin soaps and waxed heart melts. She just launched her summer line, okay? So she just launched her summer line of product. It is a whole new slew of scents, including things like cucumber melon, returning favorites from last year like tropical breeze and fresh squeezed orange, apricot. Let me tell you something. Apricot, I didn't think I was going to like it. It's my favorite scent of this entire line of product that she just made. Blueberry jam is another one that I really like. So they're really good scents. And you should definitely check it out. The people who have shopped at her business, The Black Currant, have found it surprisingly good. She's got nothing but positive feedback, and I believe at this point she shipped about 500 orders in the year and a half that she's existed. Not even a year and a half, actually. She started in February of last year. So, if you're interested, please check it out at etsy.com/shop/theblackcurrant, spelled Currant. Looks like Gino Saji just put that up in the stream chat. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir, for posting that. It is very nice of you. And, again, check it out. It's not just for you. You could also use it as a gift for loved ones. You know, I know Mother's Day already passed and Father's Day was yesterday, but, you know, there's always things going on where, you know, different ideas. You know, women do love a lot of scented soaps and stuff like that. But the bottom line is mostly the men who have ordered the product were the ones who found it surprisingly good and are actually reordering. So you definitely should check it out. I think you'll like what you find, okay? All right. The time has come for Witcher 3 DLC. Let us continue, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with my pre-stream. It is now time to begin. Let's start with the possible conclusion and the goodbye to Geralt. All right, here we go.